Hi, everybody. First, I would like to thank Liv for that amazing introduction. I love you so much, and thank you for being like my little sister for the past 5 years. Thank you to the Doors for performing that song. And I would next like to thank the Chapel Council for allowing me to speak today. I would also like to thank my advisor, Ms. Lifter, and the advisory for being there for me through everything and being my at-school family. And finally, thank you to my parents, my family, and my best friend, Corey, for being there for me always and constantly supporting me in everything I do. I love you all. Turning 18 is a big year for everyone in some way. Some see it as turning another year older, and some see it as becoming an adult. Turning 18 also has its responsibilities, too. For example, you have to register to vote, you can serve on a jury, you can now make medical decisions by yourself, etc. There's a lot of things that come with turning 18, and don't get me wrong, I was also very excited for my first step into freedom of some sorts. But there was also something else that I was even more excited for, finally being able to contact my birth parents. This was a decision I always wanted. I always wanted to be able to get into contact with them or maybe even meet them. Being adopted is weird, and I know that sounds really strange to say, however, it's true. Now, before you all think I'm an awful person for what I just said, let me explain. Think about it like this. Being adopted, you feel no different. Your parents are your parents, and honestly, you usually forget. However, every time someone finds out, they make it a big deal. And it's not intentional, it's just not the most common thing in the world. And not that anyone else's opinion matters, but it's strange that something that is so normal to you seems so big and unusual to someone else. This past summer, I got into contact with the adoption agency that my birth mom went to. They told me her story. I knew some things, but not a lot. She didn't come from much at all. Her name is Wendy and my birth dad's name is John, and they have 2 other kids, a boy and a girl, all living in a trailer. They kept it a secret from everyone, including their 2 other kids, and on top of it all, my birth mom gave birth alone, without my birth dad there. They couldn't afford to take care of me and wanted me to have the best life, even if it wasn't with them. For a while, I felt this kind of resentment for them. In my mind, they made the simple decision to just give me up, like they were just giving up on me. The agent on the phone has to be one of the most sweet and wholesome women I have ever met. She adopted 2 boys from the same agency, so she understood how I felt, and also how my birth mom and dad must have felt. As I said, they didn't come from much, so to contact the agency, it wasn't a phone call or a text. It was a frantic letter, handwritten, asking for their help for this little girl who wasn't even born yet. When my birth mom finally went in, she got handed a booklet full of couples, singles, dads, and moms, all people looking for a child. And anyone who knows the process knows you can be on this waiting list for months and even years. My parents weren't able to have kids. They tried, but it never worked. But according to the agent, she said, soon after my birth mom saw my parents, she knew they were perfect. And she was right. After I was born, I went home with them, obviously. And even after that, the agent told me that my birth mom sent letters asking for updates on me. She did it twice, and then she stopped. I realized how much of a decision this was for her. It wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment thought. She really did care. I think that me searching for them was a way of closure. I wanted to know why. I know they couldn't take care of me, but just sometimes it's a little hard to grapple with. I wanted them to sit me down and explain everything, not through an agency, not through my parents, but from them. Why she kept it a secret, why I had to be a major secret randomly calling them one day. Then I realized I was looking for why I couldn't have been a part of their family. But after a moment of realization, I realized that I had the family I was searching for. Blood or not, it doesn't always matter. What matters who was there for you at your lowest and who watched you shine at your highest. And my parents did nothing short of that. And no, we are not perfect. We argue and we fight, but that's what makes us so imperfectly perfect, because no family, blood or not, isn't perfect. And as for siblings, I really have that covered. My best friend Corey has been in my life since pre-K and has continued to change my life since. She has been more of a sister to me than anything. Through every high, low, and in between, she has been the person I have gone to for everything. To me, that is family, a family many dream of and some are so blessed to have. Now, to answer the question that some people may be thinking, no, I haven't gone into contact with my birth parents yet. This was just as much of a choice as it was to want to get into contact with them. I am aware it's going to be an emotional process, and so I have decided to wait. This doesn't mean I will not contact him in the future. In fact, I know I will. And I know whenever I do, whenever I decide that I am ready, I know I will have an amazing support group behind me who will always be there for me. So, my advice is what Mr. Downs always says: be where your feet are. You may be chasing something that you've had all along: a job, a relationship, a future. These are all things that we chase and wish to have. But if you never stop to look around, you may miss the amazing things you have in your life. So, look at your friends and the people you hold closest to you, the people who have let you try and fail, the people who have let you vent, who have supported you, and the people who have been a shoulder to lean on. They could be blood or not, but the next time you see them, thank them, because without them, I can promise you, you wouldn't be where you are today. Thank you.